because this war is affecting everyone, because it affects the energy stability of the whole world. Which brings us to not just Trump's national address, but the two other national addresses that occurred basically at the same time. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese spoke first, warning of uncertain times and that the months ahead will not be easy. He urged Australians to use public transport, conserve fuel, avoid stockpiling, and prepare for prolonged economic pressures from fuel shortages and rising costs. The UK's Prime Minister Keir Starmer addressed the nation shortly after, echoing the message that this is not going to be easy, things are not going to be easy. He emphasized how this is not their war, and announced a plan for an international summit involving dozens of countries, and obviously excluding the US, to restore freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. So once again, we have that acknowledgement of collective imbalances, and furthermore, the uncomfortability of that, how uncomfortable we are now, the changes that we need to start working towards, and how uncomfortable we are going to continue being. All of which, again, I said. And Trump, of course, in his national address, doubled down on the America First, individualistic, capitalistic authoritarianism. He once again claimed that the war was near completion, and he projected that the US military involvement would wind down in 2 to 3 weeks. He basically said that US forces would finish the job. He continues to portray the whole thing as an amazing success, as he does with everything that he does. He said that he was prepared to intensify strikes and attacks and bring Iran back to the Stone Ages. He also stressed that the US doesn't need the Strait of Hormuz now. Furthermore, telling allies who do need it to go and get it themselves. Which again, I mentioned the individualistic goals being battled with the collective imbalances. I predicted themes of authoritarianism and war and the energy crisis, given everything that's going on right now. When you put it like that, it seems obvious, right? But I did not know that there would be 3 national addresses all happening on the same day. I didn't know that Iran would write this letter hours before Trump's national address and spark this conversation online about the imbalances of this war. I didn't know that. And it's just interesting to me that all of those themes came up very clearly, just like I said. Of course, we feel full moons at least 3 days before and 3 days after. Sometimes it's longer than 3 days. I would say, especially with this full moon, it will be longer than 3 days, given that there is an outer planet minor triangle that starts with this full moon and doesn't end until August 2032. We are entering a 6-year cycle with this full moon. Yes, full moons signal endings, completing a cycle, but with every ending comes a new beginning. And this Aries season, the start of the zodiac, we are literally entering a whole new era for the next 6 years. If you want to dive deeper into that, you can check out the April astrology guide that I have. I have it in a video format. I also have it up on my blog. Whatever format you prefer, go and check it out. How are you feeling with this full moon? How is this hitting you personally? What imbalances in your life, whether they be internal or external, are you having to face and heal right now? Let's talk about it. Let's be here for each other. Let's support each other and help each other out. As always, the only way out is through. Sending you so much love.